Scene 3, we're back with the witches, the weird sisters, and we get the first of Macbeth's 7 soliloquies. Like Hamlet, Macbeth has 7 soliloquies as well. A brief synopsis. The three witches, the weird sisters, greet Macbeth as Thane of Glanis, Thane of Cawdor, and King Hereafter. So this is the prophecy. But as we know, though, King Duncan already crowned Macbeth without his knowledge. But this is their prophecy. They then promise Banquo that he will father kings, and they disappear. Almost as soon as they are gone, Ross and Angus arrive with news that the king is named Macbeth, Thane of Cawdor. So there's that prophecy come to fruition. Macbeth contemplates killing Duncan in order to become king hereafter, as the witches have called him. I'm fascinated with this moment because where's the switch with Macbeth, who before this is noble, brave, worthy, and this ultimate power, this prophecy, this power, and we have the opposites. As the symbol for Hamlet was that wheel, right? Remember, I kept mentioning the wheel turning. For Macbeth, it's this river of blood, and he's going to be stepping into the river of blood, and he gets to a certain point where there's no turning back. All right, the three witches, the weird sisters. Where hast thou been, sister? Killing swine. Sister, where thou? The sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap, and munched and munched and munched. Give me, quoth I. Aroint thee, witch, the rump-fed Runyon cries. Begone, aroint thee, begone. Her husband's to Aleppo gone, master of the tiger. But in a sieve I'll thither sail, and like a rat without a tail, I'll do. I'll give thee a wind. Thou art kind, and I another. I myself have all the other, in the very ports they blow, the harbors to which the winds blow, all the quarters that they know, the shipman's card, the compass, the shipman's card's the compass here. I'll drain him as dry as hay, sleep shall neither night nor day hang upon his penthouse lid, his eyelid, he shall live a man forbid, cursed. Weary 7 nights, 9 times 9 shall he dwindle, peak and pine shall he waste away. Thou his bark cannot be lost, yet it shall be tempest tossed. Look what I have. The rhymes the witches play with. Show me, show me. Here I have a pilot's thumb, racked as homeward he did come. A drum, Macbeth doth come. I'm fascinated too with this here. Why are the witches interested in Macbeth? They seem to, they take Macbeth and they prophesize, and they, foresee what's going to happen. How much do they make? I'm just fascinated. Why are the witches interested in Macbeth? All the sisters, the three weird sisters, the witches dancing in a circle. Weird. So, weird here, in my note in the Signet edition, it has a question mark. Does it mean destiny serving? So, are the weird sisters goddesses of destiny? The weird sisters hand in hand, posters, swift travelers. That means posters means swift travelers of the sea and land. Thus go about. Thrice to 9, thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9. Peace, the charms wound up. Macbeth. So foul and fair a day I have not seen. This is a famous line. So foul and fair a day I have not seen. What the hell does that mean? Right? Foul and fair a day. It's kind of like cancels each other's out, right? It's a foul day and a fair day I have not seen. How far is it called to forest, Banquo? What are these so withered and so wild in their attire? This is the witches, right? He sees the Banquo's like, what the hell? What are these? Banquo describes the witches. What are these? So withered and so wild in their attire. They look not unlike the inhabitants of the earth, and yet they're on it. Live you? Or are you aught that man may question? talk to. Can we talk? You seem to understand me by each at once her chapped finger laying upon her skinny lips. You should be women, and yet your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so. Macbeth, speak if you can. What are you? First witch. All hail Macbeth. Hail, all hail Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Glamis. This is what he is, right? Second witch. All hail Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor. That's the second. All hail Macbeth. Thou shalt be king hereafter. This is an ominous foreboding here. Good sir, and Macbeth starts, right? Macbeth's like, what? Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? In the name of the truth. Macbeth starts at this, right? Are you fantastical? Or that indeed which outwardly you show? My noble partner, you greet with present grace and great prediction of noble having. Banquo is addressing the witches. You greet, great prediction and noble having and of royal hope, that he seems rapt withal, entranced by it. To me you speak not. Banquo, what about me? If you can look into the seeds of time and say which grain will grow and which will not, speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your favors nor your hate. Hail, 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 lesser than Macbeth and greater. What? Not so happy, yet much happier. Not so, and by happy, not so fortunate, but much more, yet much more fortunate. Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. You get kings, right? Beget. That means your offspring will be kings. Your sons will be kings. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo. First which, Banquo and Macbeth, all hail. Stay, you imperfect here, incomplete speakers, tell me more. By Sinel's death, that's Macbeth's father. By Sinel's death, by my father, I know I am the Thane of Glamis. Once my father died, I'm the Thane of Glamis. But how of Cawdor? Macbeth doesn't know Duncan's proclamation yet. The Thane of Cawdor lives a prosperous gentleman, and to be king stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence. How do you have this strange intelligence? Or why upon this blasted heath you stop our way? With such prophetic greeting, speak, I charge you, which is vanish. That's strange, right? Why they just vanish? Banquo, the earth hath bubbles as the water has, and these are of them, whither they are vanished. Into the air, and what seemed corporal melted, what seemed of their body has melted. As breath into the wind, would they had stayed. Banquo, were such things here as we do speak about, or have we eaten on the insane root, insanity that takes the reason prisoner? Macbeth, your children shall be kings, you shall be king, and Thane of Cawdor too, when it not so? To the selfsame tune and words, who's here? Ross. And here's Ross telling Macbeth, right, that he's going to be Thane of Cawdor. The king hath happily received, Macbeth, the news of thy success, and when he reads here, considers thy personal venture in the rebels' fight, his wonders and his praises do contend, which should be thine or his. Silenced with that in viewing or the rest of the selfsame day, he finds thee in the stout, nor we in ranks, nothing afeard of what thyself didst make. Strange images of death. As thick as tale came post with post, and everyone did bear thy praises on his kingdom's great defense and poured them down upon him. Everyone was singing your praises, Macbeth. You kicked ass in the battle, right? We are sent to give thee from our royal master thanks, only to herald thee into his sight, not pay thee. They're here to thank Macbeth. And for the earnest of the great honor he bade me from him, call thee Thane of Cawdor. In which edition, hail most worthy Thane, for it is thine. This is they're bequeathing the title upon Macbeth, what the witches prophesied. What? Banquo, can the devil... Wow, what, can the devil speak true? The Thane of Cawdor lives, why do you dress me in borrowed robes? Who was the Thane lives yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose, whether he was combined with those of Norway or did lie. He's being put to death. You're the new Thane. The rebel with hidden help and vantage, or that with both he labored in his country's wrack, I know not, but treason's capital, confessed and prove, have overthrown him. Glamis and Thane of Cawdor, the greatest is behind, to follow. Thanks for your pains. Do you not hope your children shall be kings? When those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promised no less to them? Macbeth, he's like, wow, this is true. It came true, right? He's turning it around in his mind. Banquo, that trusted home, all the way, might yet enkindle you unto the crown, besides the Thane of Cawdor. But 'tis strange, and oftentimes to win us to our harm, the instruments of darkness tell us truths. So the instruments of darkness, those are the weird sisters, the witches, win us with honest trifles to betrays in deepest consequence. Cousins, a word I pray you. They step aside. Here is Macbeth's first soliloquy. So we'll read this and talk about it briefly. This is the present fears. This is known as the present fears soliloquy. Two truths be told, Macbeth, as happy prologues to the swelling act, the stately act, of the imperial theme. I thank you, gentlemen. Aside, this supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. Which one is it? It cannot be, Macbeth, like, it cannot be ill, cannot be good, cannot be bad, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success, commencing in a truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion whose horrid image doth unfix my hair? Who's it, right? And make my seated heart knock at my ribs. It makes me scared, these presentiments. Against the use of nature, contrary to my natural way, is what that means. Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder yet is but fantastical, imaginary, shakes so my unaided weak, my single state of man, that function is smothered in surmise. And nothing is but what is not. That's what a genius line. And nothing is but what is not. He's turning these things over. Cannot be ill, cannot be good. This present fears. Does he need to kill the king here, right? I don't, And nothing is but what is not. Remember another theme of Macbeth. Nothing is what it seems. In Macbeth's first soliloquy, he is transfixed by fear. Macbeth and Banquo have just been visited by three witches who offer the prophecy that Macbeth will become Thane of Cawdor and then King of Scotland. The witches also predict that the sons of Banquo will become kings in future days. As the two men walk away, they are almost immediately met with a messenger who tells them that Macbeth has been given the title and lands belonging to the Thane of Cawdor. In this soliloquy, Macbeth stands still and describes his fear in dramatic terms. No one but the audience can. During his Macbeth first voices the thought of murdering King Duncan. The thought frightens him, but he is drawn into his own ambitious imaginings to the point where he loses touch with reality. He begins to be consumed by what is not, by what that really doesn't exist. So he thinks about, everything going on here. This supernet cannot be ill, cannot be good. The present fears. He has present fears here. What's going to happen? Nothing is but what is not. He's really thinking about, wow, the witches prophesied what's happening. And then Banquo jumps back in. Look how our partner's rapt. Macbeth, he's like, wow, he's in rapture. If chance will have me king, why chance may crown me without my stir. New honors come upon him, like our strange garments cleave not to their mold, but with the aid of use. Come what may, come what come may. Time and hour runs through the roughest day. Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure. Give me your favor, give me your favor, give me your pardon. My dull brain has wrought with things forgotten. Kind gentlemen, your pains are registered where every day I turn the leaf to read them. Let us toward the king. Think upon what hath chanced in that more time. The interim having waited, let us speak our free hearts each to other, very gladly. Till then, enough. Come, friends. So we get Macbeth's first soliloquy, the present fears, the witch's prophecy comes true. He's now Thane of Cawdor, and he's turning around in his mind about becoming king.